from my-colorado-kitchen.com. Today we are going to be making a lemon pie. We're going to start by making our graham cracker crust. We're going to take 2 cups of crushed graham crackers. So that's about 2 packages of graham crackers. I really love to use this Annie's brand as it doesn't have any high fructose corn syrup and it's just a cleaner brand of graham crackers. I typically blend these graham crackers so that they're crushed really fine. You could also use like a meat pounder if you wanted to as well. Once those graham crackers are nice and finely blended up or chopped, then we're going to add them to a bowl. Then to that bowl, we're going to add 8 tablespoons of melted butter. You're going to want to mix that around. We're just trying to incorporate those graham cracker crumbs and that butter. This is going to be the crust for our pie. If you guys want more from scratch recipes for everyday cooking, then hit that subscribe button. I post 2 new recipes each week. Once we have that mixed together, we're gonna grab a 9-inch pie tin and we're going to just put this crust right in that pie tin. And then using my hands, I just press it all the way around. We're making that crust. You're going to try and get it as even as you can, and you want it to be pressed pretty hard so that way we make a nice crust. Once that crust is pressed firmly down in our pie tin, we're gonna put it in the oven at 350 degrees for 15 minutes. Next, we're going to start that lemon pie filling while our crust is baking. We're going to do this all on the stovetop, so you don't actually have to bake this pie again, just that crust. So I use a 3-quart saucepan. I love to use the stainless steel one. I can link it in the description below. We're gonna take 1 cup sugar. We're gonna add 4 tablespoons of cornstarch. This is just gonna help thicken that pie. Then next we're gonna add 1.5 cups of water. I'll grab a whisk and then we're just going to whisk that together. For these full recipe details, I'll link them in the description below, or they're on my website at my-colorado-kitchen.com. Once you have those 3 ingredients incorporated together, we're going to move this to our stovetop. We're gonna put it on medium heat for about 15 minutes. We're just gonna let it get thick. We will let that come to a boil. We wanna stir it frequently as well. And in the meantime, we're going to prep the rest of our ingredients to add to our lemon pie filling. We're gonna separate our egg yolks from our egg whites. Next, I'm going to zest a lemon with my favorite lemon zester here, which I will link in the description below. I love that it can stand up like this, just like a cheese grater, and it works perfectly. When zesting a lemon, make sure you don't get too much of that white part, as that white part is bitter. Once that 15 minutes is up for our crust, we're gonna take that out of the oven and just set it aside and let it cool. And about at the same time, our filling is starting to thicken and boil, so we are ready to add our 2 egg yolks to the pot. You want to make sure you stir those in right away. Next, we're going to add our lemon zest. And lastly, right now, we're going to add 1.5 teaspoons of butter. We're going to stir that all in and let it cook for just a couple minutes. I love making the filling on the stovetop because I don't have to fret if it is overcooked or undercooked in the oven when making a custard, and that's always something that stresses me out a little bit because you just never quite know, and sometimes you get it right and then sometimes you just don't. So cooking this on the stove is so great. After it's simmered for just a couple minutes, we're going to remove it from the heat, and then we're going to add in the juice of 1 large lemon, or about 4 tablespoons of lemon juice. We're just gonna whisk that in. This lemon pie is one of my all-time favorite desserts. I love lemon, but I was so surprised when I made this pie. It was so great. Once all that lemon juice is incorporated, we're gonna take our filling and we're gonna put it in our pie. As it cools, this custard will thicken up. We do wanna let it sit on our counter for about an hour, and then we're gonna wanna put it in the fridge for another couple of hours until it's nice and cool. Then we're going to add our whipped cream topping. All right, so our pie is now chilled enough. We can add our stabilized whipped cream. So I went ahead and mixed up a batch of my stabilized whipped cream. I will link the video and the recipe for that in the description below. Definitely use this stabilized whipped cream because it will not deflate when you make it and leave it on that pie. You want your whipped cream to stand up, so please use this homemade recipe. Don't use the store-bought whipped cream. I promise you it'll taste better, it won't deflate, and oh my gosh, it's gonna add the perfect amount to your lemon pie. One recipe of my stabilized whipped cream is the perfect amount to top this pie. And once you've got that whipped cream on, feel free to make it pretty with some lemon slices, blueberries, other fruit that you want to, or just serve it right away, whatever works best for you. And there you guys have it, a beautiful lemon pie. Thank you guys so much for making a lemon pie with me. If you like this recipe, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I post 2 new recipes each week with real ingredients for everyday cooking. Make sure you hit that like button, give it a thumbs up, and then hit that bell so that way you don't miss a new recipe. For the full recipe details, they're on my website at my-colorado-kitchen.com, or I'll link them in the description below. From my kitchen to yours, happy cooking!